Crystal Gaiden Origins is a retro-inspired 8-bit NES-style platformer whose store page says that it is inspired by such classics as Castlevania, Ninja Gaiden, and Shatterhand. I am always a sucker for a good 8-bit platformer, so I had to check this one out. There's an opening cutscene that lays out the story. Some aliens are destroying Earth, and they possess your loved one, so you set out on a mission to destroy the aliens and free her. The game has an opening cutscene and an ending, but nothing in between. I'm fine with that. I don't need a ton of exposition in my platformers. As soon as you get into it, you are given 3 difficulty levels. Normal, where you have 30 lives and can continue from the stage you died, should you run out. Hard, where you have 9 lives, unlimited continues, and the enemies are a bit tougher. And finally, Expert. That way you have 3 lives and your save file is deleted upon death. The game recommends you play on normal to start, and we'll get back to that later. The graphics here are spot on. You can tell from the footage that this game looks like it was ripped right out of the 80s. It was the kind of game you would have jumped at the chance to rent should you have seen it in the box art in your local video store. I always loved the graphical style and it's done really well here. It's authentic, while at the same time, the backgrounds are varied enough to not make it feel like an asset flip. Controls do deviate from what could have been done on the NES. You have your punch and your jump, and you can really see the Shatterhand inspiration from the way your character punches. Down and jump makes your character slide, and this thing is awesome. You are completely invincible as you are sliding, and it doubles as an attack. Not only that, but sliding into bullets banishes them. Really handy for dealing with pesky homing missiles. Get to know how this thing works early, because it really is a game changer, and it will be essential for success later on. Your character also gets a whole host of sub-weapons. Here is where we see heavy Castlevania inspiration. We don't have to go over each one, but they all ripped right out of Castlevania with a slightly more modern look, except for the flame wheel. That's stolen from Ninja Gaiden. Each weapon gets its own ammo counter, and if you pick up a new weapon, the ammo resets. The sub-weapons are all really handy and fun to use, just like the games that inspired them. Finally, by holding the right trigger, you enter into a fury state. Here, your punches do much more damage, and killing an enemy in this state may cause them to drop ammo or power-ups. The downside is your health drains while you are holding down the trigger. The drain is not permanent. The health you lost while entering fury state will be flashing your life bar, and will slowly recover if you don't get hit. The risk is huge though. Stay in it too long and the enemies could one-shot you. You have to be really careful how you use this. At the same time, triggering it at the right moments will make bosses much easier to deal with and can allow greater access to your sub-weapons. It is a well-executed system, and knowing when to trigger it can make certain sections much easier. Just don't get greedy with it or you will pay the price. Play is broken up into 6 worlds. Generally, you have 2 stages per world, plus a boss at the end that gets his own stage. I think the level design in this game is really good. Every level is very distinct, each with their own hazards and enemies to fight. Stage 1 has you running through a burning city as buildings crumble and the ground beneath you disintegrates. It's a great opener and sets the stage nicely for what's to come. I can't say there's anything super innovative in the levels. You get a lot of things you've seen a million times before. Elevators with hazards on them, annoying water that changes your move speed, conveyor belts over tons of spikes. At the same time, everything is done really well, so I had fun running through the game, even though there was a certain air of familiarity to it. One thing worth noting is there's no knockback in this game, thank God. When you get hit midair, you just kind of fall straight down, so as long as you are over something, you won't die. Similarly, if you are standing there, you just freeze in place for a second. There definitely were a ton of times where I would have died if there were knockback. Every world ends in a boss. I thought they were all really well done. The first boss was super easy, as first bosses usually are, but the later bosses posed a nice challenge, with a number of difficult to dodge attacks and life meters that didn't go down as quick as I wanted them to. There definitely were a few battles where I made it on my last health sliver and breathed a big sigh of relief. I beat the game on my first playthrough somewhere in about 45 minutes to an hour, and the game I would say had an average challenge level to it on normal. I died a few times, but never came anywhere close to depleting my starting 30 lives. I then played the game on hard mode, and this is probably a better place to start for veterans. Enemies take more damage, and it was overall less forgiving while still not being overly difficult. The game is targeted towards people like me, people who grew up on difficult NES games. They say it is inspired by Castlevania, Shatterhand, and Ninja Gaiden. If you have beaten all 3 of those games like I have, you probably should start the game on hard, as you are likely to walk through normal as easily as I did. Still, I like that they offer the different difficulty levels, making this an accessible game to everyone while offering a strong challenge to the old school hardcore players. Overall, I really enjoyed my time with this game. There's quite literally nothing I love more in the gaming space than a linear 8-bit style platformer, and this fit the bill nicely. It had solid level designs, tight controls, and a wonderful aesthetic that really did a great job of tickling my nostalgia. It retails for $12 on Steam, but it's currently on sale for the introductory price of $8. I thought that was a good price for a game like this, and I'm glad I bought it. It's an easy game to recommend for fans of old school platformers.